Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. Earlier this year, Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan announced the creation of the Detroit Home Mortgage in an effort to repopulate and stabilize Detroit's neighborhoods. The push to get people into homes is also getting a lift from a local nonprofit. Southwest Solutions is offering grants of $15,000 in partnership with Wells Fargo, which can be used for a down payment and closing costs. The program is called HomeLIFT. Here to tell us more about how it works is Libby Pellicary of Southwest Solutions. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So I've been saying for a long time that the housing boom that we're seeing in Detroit really needs help in the sense that it's driven by the upper ends of the economic scale. That there's a lot of people with cash who are moving here from other places, buying places, which, you know, that's great. We need new people. We need people investing. But that's left a gap for people, families who don't walk around with, you know, $50, $60, $100,000 worth of cash to buy houses. And we still have this weird appraisal problem in Detroit where people come up short in terms of not their credit or things like that, but the house that they're buying doesn't appraise for what they want. They need help with getting into those homes. This is a program that seems really targeted right at that problem.
It's a really wonderful opportunity for homeowners right now in Detroit because there are the combination of Detroit HomeLIFT and the Detroit Home Mortgage, as you were mentioning.
Yeah, that down payment is the thing. I can remember when I bought my first house 23 years ago. That was the thing that was the hardest part, right? Especially if you're young, it's sometimes hard to come up with the cash you need. This will help you out.
Right. So if people are interested in learning more, they can go to our website, swsol.org/lift, to see the different banks that are participating with it. To access the $15,000, individuals will also need to come to a homebuyer education class, which I am a big proponent of homebuyer education, just because we all do a really great job shopping for good prices in shoes and you know all those things. But buying a home is the most complicated purchase people are ever going to be making in their lifetime, and so the sooner people can get into a homebuyer education class, the more they'll know all the different decisions they're going to be making along the way for that home purchase process. And you know, you don't have to just go to one lender. You can go to lots of different lenders and see where you'll get the best price. Exactly. So, and in order to get both the Detroit Home Mortgage and Detroit HomeLIFT, you need to attend a homebuyer education class first and get a certificate. I also would encourage everybody to work one-on-one with our home counselors, homeownership counselors, so that they can look at their credit, see how close or far away their credit is to being mortgage ready, and also look at their savings and things like that. And that little bit of education up front will save a lot of time and money in the long run. So that's the first step. And the HomeLIFT program is actually good for Detroit, Hamtramck, Highland Park, Dearborn, and Livonia. So it could be any of those.
All of those communities. And are these grants that
it is
won't have to pay back?
If they stay in the home for 5 years, it will be a grant. So 20% is forgiven every year of the $15,000. So if they buy it and then sell it 2 years later, you know, they'll have to be paying back 60%.
And what do the qualifications look like? Do you have to be a first-time home buyer? Do you have to be a certain income level to qualify?
You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You do need to be living in the home. This isn't for investors. This is for people who want to invest in Detroit by living there and being part of the community. And then there is, for the Detroit HomeLIFT of $15,000, there are some income requirements. So people cannot be above 120% of the area media income. So they can work with us to figure it out or go online to see the income amounts. But it's roughly, for an individual, it's about $56,000 or less. For a family of 4, if they're making a combined income of $80,000 or less, roughly, they'll be eligible.
Aimed right at that sort of middle class family range, which I, again, contend that that's sort of the toughest. This is sort of toughest space to be in right now if you are trying to buy a house in Detroit.
Exactly. And you know, 90% of the homes were purchased with cash.
Right.
And so not everybody has that cash, like you're saying.
Right.
I mean,
90% of the home sales in
everyone's-
the city are cash sales right now,
Right.
because lenders have been slow to recognize that that values are going up.
Right.
I would imagine that this will have a real effect in the area that Southwest Solutions serves primarily as well.
Yes, I sure hope so. Yeah. Before the mortgage crisis, 80% or more of the borrowers or homes purchased in the city were to minorities. Right now, it's just above 50%. So it's really gone down. And that's still high above the national average, which I think is only about 30%. So that's cool.
Right.
But
Michigan, it represents a shift.
Exactly. And I think one of the greatest things about Detroit is the diversity, especially in Southwest Detroit, where we're located. And so I think it's great we have these programs to help maintain that. And it's a city of single-family homes, and we want to make sure that it's representative of community ownership.
Even in Southwest, I mean, I think of that as a more stable part of the city than lots of others. But you're starting to see in some of the blocks, the gaps that show up because houses can't be purchased. It's not that people don't want them.
Right.
It's that they can't get a mortgage.
Right. Yeah,
or
it
come up with a down
is
payment.
exciting, all these different opportunities that are coming together. We're also partnering with the Detroit Land Bank on a variety of initiatives, and that same homebuyer certificate that people will get when they go to an agency like ours for homebuyer education, if they bid on a home on the Detroit Land Bank website, they'll get 20% off of that because they're working with us. So, there's lots of layers that people can put together. And so the sooner they come to a homebuyer ed class, the sooner we can make sure they know about all those different opportunities to help them become a homeowner in the city of Detroit.
Right. And the lenders are participating in this program. I mean, they take a lot of heat. Some of it deserved, some of it maybe not, for the way that they're dealing with the city. But here, they're stepping up and helping to make this possible.
Right. Exactly.
Which,
and just to plug homebuyer education a little bit more, when people, before they go into a loan, it's great to have that relationship with a pre-purchase counselor to look through the different details, the interest rates and things like that, make sure it will be sustainable for them, moving forward.
So you don't get into trouble in a year or 5 years and have to leave the home.
Right.
All right. Well, great program. As you said, people can go to www.swsol.org/lift to find out about it.
Yep.
All
That's
right.
correct.
Well, thank you very much for being here on American Mortgage
Thank you
Journal.
very much.
Yeah.